Gold prices are high, silver not quite as high as it could be. So perhaps selling your gold, cashing out and taking that profit to buy some silver is a good idea. Or whatever reason it might be that you want to sell your gold, is now a good time? And is it practical to do so? Big chunky 1 ounce gold. Oh, it's hard. It's hard right now. Sovereigns, like that, gone in a second. Big chunky silver, it's a little bit tight. Coinage, gone. So we can learn here that with prices being high, the smaller the denomination, the more desirable it is. And that is an important topic to talk about. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for another Precious Metal Ramble, where we shoot the breeze about all things precious and shiny. With gold prices being very high right now, it does make it quite attractive if you have gold in your collection and stack right now to maybe cash it out for some profit. Now, before you shout at me in the comment section for saying that you should sell your gold in these troubled times, there are plenty of different reasons why people might want to sell their gold, real world needs in finances, but also perhaps to cash into silver, which is drastically cheap compared with gold. That ratio between gold and silver making silver look really very attractive right now, if you can buy at the right price. More on that as we go throughout the video. But selling gold right now is a little bit tricky, and that might sound a bit strange with gold prices being as high as they are. When selling, you're kind of faced with two options. You either take a big hit if you go to a dealer, and depending on the dealer, you might get a whole spread of different prices offered, from really very low offers up to a roundabout spot price if you're lucky. Or for things like this gold bar here, you might be able to command a little bit of a premium if you try and sell it yourself. But you have to work for that. It's hard to do, and it's not always as simple, especially because these kind of things are so big and expensive right now. 1 ounce of gold is near £2,000 with postage. That's a lot of money for somebody to try and find right now. And also, with gold prices being at near all-time highs, people are always a little bit hesitant to buy, certainly when prices have moved so sort of in a volatile way on the upwards trajectory. There's always people who just go, well, I'm just going to wait a few weeks. That's just my game. And that's an often wise choice to do, because you don't really want to go into that FOMO. You have to make the right choice for yourself. And if you're buying gold, as I've always said, it's a long-term investment. So a lot to unpack. That's my intro, 2 minutes in. Thank you very much. If you have enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And we've had a huge surge in new subscribers, so welcome to all the new subs who've watched our recent videos. And if you're not subscribed right now, then perhaps you'll like some of the other content that we've done and will make in the future. So hit the subscribe button. So the size of your precious metals, that's where I want to start with. And primarily we're focusing on gold here. So I remember the days when I was starting to stack, and you could buy gold for around about £1,000. I think the cheapest ounce of gold that I bought is £905, something like that. And I bought that off social media, so not even from a dealer. You know, you could theoretically, at best be putting around £930, £940 at the same time. So to get one at £905 was an absolute steal. And you compare that with now, nearly £2,000 for an ounce of gold. It's a big difference. Now, the counter argument to this whole premise of the size of your gold doesn't really matter, because it's all relative to the money that we've got in our pockets and the fact that inflation has happened, and so therefore the gold is really the same value as it was back when I was buying. But I haven't done the maths, but I genuinely don't think that in the space of, since when was it, 2017 to 2024, that value of currency has halved. Now, okay, look, there are going to be a lot of people who are probably going to go shout in the comment section at me for saying something like that, but I don't see every single thing in this planet costing twice as much as it used to. There are certain things which cost a lot more, don't get me wrong, but there are certain things that are not, and not everything that we have in our life has doubled in price since that time period. But what I can say is that gold is expensive, and from my personal experience of selling gold, we have our buyers club. For those that are maybe new to the channel and who don't know, I've got some of the gold, in fact, that we've got here on the table up for sale on our website right now. The sales that we do are on behalf of third parties. They're not my gold, but nevertheless, we try and hook up buyers and sellers so we can cut out those dealers. In fact, I have a little announcement that I just want to put in here to share about the buyers club. So, quick update on the Backyard Bullion Buyers Club. We have migrated the newsletter over to a professional newsletter service. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear that I still have full control of this. This is a service platform that allows me to send the newsletter without it being so bloody clunky like it was before. And it also makes it a lot easier for you to sign up rather than having to email me or check out with an item on my website that I then manually add to an Excel spreadsheet. You can literally just put your email in here, hit subscribe, and you're done. And of course, you can manage your subscription status a lot easier as well and unsubscribe if and when you feel it's no longer of any value to you, which is great. The other great thing is you can go back and you can see all of the different bits that we've put on there over the course of its history. Of course, the first 104 emails are not going to be on there, but anything going forwards from now will be, which is really exciting. So if you want to join our newsletter, then you can do so. Link in the description box below. And if you want to find out more about the company that we're using, Beehive, their link is also in the description box below. But they're a really great service and one of the market leaders in this. So sign up if you want to get updates on our Bullion offerings. Now back to the video. So if you are going to buy big 1 ounce gold bits, then do check out social media, because whether it's through us on our buyer service or the Silver Forum or Facebook or wherever it is, as long as you're being safe and secure and buying from reputable people, you can get much better prices than from dealers. So if 1 ounce is your cup of tea, then do that. It's very important to check and shop around. But what I would say from my own personal experience of selling bits of gold and silver, that fractional stuff is just going to be the way forwards. So I think we are in the sort of twilight zone of the 1 ounce gold products being the kingpin. When I got started, they were the kingpin. That's what's really kind of formed the basis of my collection. I have some 1 ounce gold Britannias, just forming this really nice sort of safety net of real money underneath our financial sort of assets and positioning. But if I had to do it all over again, I would go fractionals every time. Now, the problem with fractional stuff is that it can be much more expensive. And indeed, when I was buying gold and silver, one of the reasons I went for the 1 ounce golds, primarily from dealers at the time, was that they were around 4 or 5% over spot price, whereas the 1/4 ounce Britannias, for example, back in the days when I was starting, were about 15% over spot price, which seemed an awful lot more for me. And I'm like, I just want to get a bunch of gold stacking weight under my belt. But maybe in hindsight, it would have been better to get those kind of coins. However, the counter argument is that right now, with premiums where they are, you, in my opinion, shouldn't really be paying more than about 4 or 5% on any of your gold, really, unless it's very sort of fancy, rare, collectible stuff that's really quite interesting. But if it's a bullion product, like a Britannia or an Eagle or a Krugerrand or something, you shouldn't be paying more than 3 or 4% over spot price. And that includes things like fractional Britannias like this. Now, one of the things that I will always say, and have said on my channel countless times before, that these are better than anything out there on the market at all. Sovereigns. They are the best gold investment coin that you can have. Now, I'm going to caveat that by saying that that's applicable in the UK. There could be other reasons why you might not want to get sovereigns in different countries. But for us in the UK, buy these all day long. They will sell very quickly, very easily. They are the perfect size. Now, the question will be, if gold goes to £10,000 an ounce and it costs maybe, oh gosh, I don't know what it would be, like £2,000 for a sovereign, will people have the money to buy £2,000 worth of gold in the form of a sovereign? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But what I will say is that when I started stacking and it was £1,000 an ounce for your gold, people are still buying ounces of gold. It's less common, but people are still buying them. But this stuff shifts. I saw some sovereigns up sale on the Silver Forum, when was it, Monday evening, and they went like that. And I know that I've had them in the past. If I get sovereigns in for sale on behalf of a third party, gone. They won't even probably hit the website. I'll have buyers. I have buyers already emailing me constantly saying that they want them. So let's turn our attention now to silver. We've talked a lot about gold and how gold is very expensive right now. Silver seems to be one of the really good alternative options. It's cheap compared with gold right now, but the premiums on silver are still a factor if you're buying from dealers. But like I said, through our buyers club, if you can get them at a decent price, then it's a good thing to do. What I have noticed though from my metrics is that if spot price goes down like it has, we were hovering around £24 an ounce spot price. It's come down now to like £21, £22 an ounce. Suddenly I have no more inquiries to sell silver. People want to hold on to it. And I think that's quite telling right now. There's a lot of people looking to cash out on some of the profits that they've got in gold. And a lot of people I've spoken to have been saying that the reason they're selling their gold is so they can buy silver. And if they can buy silver at the right price, I think that it's a no-brainer. There is a lot of potential in the world of silver right now. Not financial advice, just me shooting the breeze. That said, the size of your silver will become a factor. This is a 500 gram bar, not a kilo bar, but I remember the days when you could buy a kilo bar of silver for £300. Even £400 was a bargain, a steal. And now we're looking at £750, £800 a kilo. And that's expensive for silver. It's a lot of money to go in one go for silver, and people don't often do it. So big denomination stuff like this kilo coin here at nearly £1,000 if you buy it brand new, like I did, maybe a bit of a bad decision, but I love it. It's a fantastic dinner plate, and maybe one day I'll get my money back on it, but I'm not too bothered otherwise. I enjoy owning it. But the point is that big denomination silver is tough, and you should maybe think about coinage for sure. Definitely. Capital gains tax exempt coinage is always a bonus as well. So if you're in the UK, whilst the Eagles might have a beautiful allure and just speak volumes of stacking, they're not necessarily the best coins to get right now. So that's kind of where we are, I think. I genuinely do feel that over the next 10 years, we'll see gold hit 4,000 an ounce. I reckon it will double from where it is now. It doubled in the last 10 years. So I can't say with certainty that it will, but I can say with a good degree of kind of insight, I should say, that I can see it doubling over the next 10 years, which would mean an ounce of gold is £4,000. Lovely if you bought your gold at £1,000 an ounce, but not great if you are trying to buy it or sell it in the future. And that kind of brings me full circle back round to the Buyers Club that I do. So one thing that we do on our channel, as I've said from my little plug earlier, and if you're watching to this point, you probably know, so I'm not going to summarize it all, but if you want to sell, then you can through us, or I can genuinely foresee a point when this stuff becomes too impractical and too expensive for me to bother with in this Buyers Club, and it's just better to go to a dealer. Dealers are there not as a public service, but they offer a great service, but you pay for that service. You pay for that service in that they can buy £250,000 worth of gold off you tomorrow, but they've got to take a bit of a cut on it. Otherwise, what's the point? They're not a public service, so they'll offer 97, 98% spot. You'll lose 2, 3, 4%, but it'll all be done. You don't have to fanny about with it, and you can lock in the price. There's definitely things that, we've had this crew ground up for sale for 3 days, and spot price has gone up and down. It'll sell. I'm sure it will sell if it's not sold already by the time this video goes. But, it's not guaranteed. And I can definitely foresee rising prices for gold and silver, ending our Buyers Club at some point. So we're going to make hay while the sun shines. I think that's the phrase. I'm one for making up phrases, so if I've got that wrong, I think I've got it right though for once. But anyway, you get my point. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, especially if you've watched to the back end of this video. It's great to have you along. If you are in the Cool Kids Club memberships, then you are super extra special cool. Thank you very much for supporting the channel in the way you do. But honestly, you don't have to join as a member. We just enjoy watching people watch to the end. So thank you very much all for watching. And I tell you what, we did it last time and it was really fun. If you have watched and you're in the cool, super extra cool kids club, tell me the serial number on this Baird & Co bar. Go on, write it in the comment section. I'm not going to tell a lie. The first person who did it last time, I was like, what? And I'd forgotten completely that I said that. And then I remembered. So when like 35 other people within the space of a few minutes did it. So comment with that serial number, and I know you're in the Cool Kids Club. That's it. I'll see you on the next one. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.